Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Today's video, Manchester United news, and it's all about that absolute beauty out there. Jim Ratcliffe, he's come out of his statement on bids that he's put in for Manchester United. You've got Sheikh Yazim as well, who's expected to put another offer in before the 9 p.m. deadline on Wednesday. What's your overall thoughts on this?
Well, increased confidence that the Glazer family are going to sell. Plenty of news out there. It looks like, according to Sky Sports, that 5 bids are going to be put in on Wednesday of this week. Obviously, one of them is the Qataris. They've confirmed they're putting a second bid in. Who the others are, they're all unnamed. Apparently, they've attended over the last fortnight other groups at Old Trafford discussing buying Manchester United. So it's a bidding war. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I've just heard from him, made a statement there, spoke to the Wall Street Journal, and he doesn't want to pay a stupid price and then live to regret it.
Can I ask you, as a Manchester United fan that Sir Jim Ratcliffe says he is, what is then a stupid price? Is there such thing as a stupid price when you're wanting to buy that out there, which is the greatest club in the world as a Manchester United fan?
As a Manchester United fan and the richest man in the country, no price is stupid. To get to a certain part of your life, to acquire a certain amount of money, you can only do so much with it. And why not use it to indulge in your passion, which is Manchester United, and cradle to grave, it's what you love. There's no such thing as a stupid price. It's a bidding war. To me, that statement says to me that Sir Jim Ratcliffe doesn't want to enter a bidding war as a Manchester United fan. He's looking at it as a business venture, and he's not going to pay so much. But there is lots of other people out there who are willing to bid. My problem with it, it's a clear, with those what are out there, with the Qataris and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, 2 opposite bids. One wants to buy everything, wants to clear the debt, wants to invest. One wants to use finance. And to me, I think there's someone else going to come in here, rock the boat, rock up finance to buy the club. That's not what we want. The Glazers, we clearly see what they've done. So tomorrow, on Wednesday, 5 bids coming in, and it's going to be interesting, and we're going to have a few weeks. But the confidence of United fans worldwide is now that the Glazer family are selling. It's just a matter, have we got the right buyers?
Don't get it wrong, we've not got the full details yet. Like you said before, Sky Sports are mentioning we could have up to like 5 bids come that 9 p.m. mark on Wednesday. Do you think Jim Ratcliffe's aware of other bidders, who the other bidders are out there, and he's coming out with these statements saying he won't pay stupid money, basically, because he knows the wealth of these other bidders and he's not going to enter the bidding war with these?
I think he clearly knows who the other bidders are. Maybe not all of them. He's had personal talks. We all know that. He was here for 6 hours last week. The conversations would have gone on. But you've got to remember, he had summer talks direct with the Glazers over in America. He knows what's going on. And he was hoping that the summer what's just gone, the carnage would carry on and try to pick it up at a realistic price. Well, I say a realistic price. His realistic price would be for about 3 billion because United, he was hoping, I believe, to be in chaos from a business point of view.
To buy it as like a distressed asset?
Yeah, to buy it as a distressed asset, but it's not a distressed asset. This club will grow and grow and grow. So whatever they pay for it is what the price is. And it looks as though, to me, that price is going to be touching 5.5, 6 billion.
Yeah, same reports as you, and most of you out there. Sheikh Yazim is looking at putting a £5.5 billion bid back in on Wednesday before that deadline at 9 p.m. Do you think that's about right for this club?
I think what that bid is based on the information, what they know, the inside information. They know what other bidders are putting in. I would be very shocked that the Rain Group, who are dealing with this, haven't told each group what the other bids are coming in, and it's forced the hand of them all. And I think with that conversation with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I think it's actually forced his hand. I predict, my gut feeling is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe will fall away by the wayside. Once you start coming out with, I'm not paying a stupid price, then you're under big pressure. The others are prepared to pay a stupid price.
Yeah, his old quotes is a little bit,
Yeah,
way off what you'd talk about as a Manchester United fan, going on about paintings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's been to too many art galleries or something like that, doing too many Picassos, Da Vinci's or something.
I would name it as a viewer and as a United fan. I would track down that Wall Street Journal conversation, what he's had with them. It's very interesting, but there's no commitment, nothing from him. Whereas the Qataris, who are the other bidders we know of, they've gone straight in. We're putting a second bid in. And I think what will happen is on the Wednesday when all the bids are in, it'll then come out who's bidding. And then there'll be another round of bids. I think that's how it will go.
Yeah, because it was saying on the Sky Sports statement, when I watched it yesterday, that they could expect up to 8 bids by the end of this week.
Yes.
So this ain't going to be done anytime soon, is it? It's by the sounds of it, like you said earlier on, there's people in the background that we're not even aware of, who are in conversations with the club, and maybe putting bids in themselves that we're just not aware of, and they will be entering the next rounds.
The next process. There will be another round. If there is 8 bids, there will be another round. Because people are just trying to get their bid in and hope that works. If not, some of them will up the bid. And like you say, we do not know who the other bidders are, and it's going to be exciting to see. Some of them might be what we want, some of them might not be what we want, but we'll have to wait and see. What a week, what another fortnight, what's going to come before another bidding process, and I can't wait. But the Glazer family are selling, and that's all I want to know at this moment.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. It looks that way. Sheikh has him there. If he wants to buy full control of the club, by the sounds of it, he sounds the favourite to me. But again, we're not too sure. I'm not sure if any of you's out there know more than us who these bidders are on the other side behind the door that we're not aware of. So what cash and clout they've got, well, I'm not too sure at the minute.
They seem to have big money because they're putting a bid in. And based on the Qatari first bid, they know what they've got to bid for. And they might have already bid once. We don't know. This could be their second bid. So big money. And the Glazer family are going to get what they want.
Yeah, 6 billion if they get that. I think they're out the door. Let's hope so anyway. But let us know what your thoughts and opinions on all that is. Bit of Manchester United news out there. You've had obviously Marcus Rashford. He's come out of pulled out the internationals. I think it's a good thing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, I look at the game and I didn't think he was putting it in full. I thought he was. His running wasn't as good as it was, and I thought he was nursing something, and it's been proved that way. But it's good that he's pulled out. He'll get a rest. So that's good for Marcus Rashford. A lot of them players there and people out there thought, it's an international break. A lot of players will get a rest. Well, Marcus Rashford's getting one, but there's 18 players there on international duty. They won't be getting a rest. So Marcus Rashford, he needs to be looked after. He needs to be nursed. He is our goal scorer, and there's nobody else putting him in on a regular basis as Marcus Rashford's doing. So I'm made up with that news, to be honest with you, that he is injured.
Hopefully for not too long.
No,
he's the only one
I think it's a
scoring,
precaution.
really.
I think it's just a knock. So I don't mean it that way. He's injured.
Well, hopefully it's a bit of Fergie
maybe
stuff of you've not really got a knock. Let's just say you've got a knock. You need a rest, lad. You need to make sure you're on tip-top form for when the season starts again. So hopefully it is that, and it's some games there from Erik ten Hag, which I'm pretty sure.
Ten Hag games. Here we go. It's the we're rocking with Ten Hag games.
Yeah. Other news out there is Scott McTominay. I don't know about all this tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 of a journalist and stuff like that.
No
so
such
I don't
thing.
know how concrete these reports are, but keep getting linked to Newcastle in the summer. Can you see that happening?
I can't really see it happening. Scott McTominay, squad player, can't get in that first team on a regular basis. But we need squad players, and Scott McTominay does a job. Not always, but then just like the rest of the squad, they can't always do it. Scott McTominay, coming back from an injury and that, not been playing well at all this season, to be honest with you. But just because he's not been playing well this season, we look at other players like your Rashford and all that, and we've called it out loads of times. Players, for some reason, don't perform. And Scott isn't performing like he was 18 months ago, 2 years ago. And I actually thought Scott McTominay was going to go on and actually lead this team, but he's on a backward curve. Ten Hag won't dismiss him just on the back of a few bad games or a bad run. And that's what I see it as. Why go and get rid of Scott McTominay, right, when you've got to go and get someone to replace him? I don't see the reason why, especially when there's other players in the squad, what needs to be moved on before him.
Scott McTominay, I think he's had by the end of the season, this first season under Erik ten Hag was always going to be a season for him to get used to his players, who he needs going forward, who he doesn't need, who's got the right attitude, who can take on the badge of that big club out there. And even though I think Scott McTominay loves and cares about Manchester United, I just don't think he's got the attributes as a footballer to stake a first team claim in that squad.
Maybe not.
You look at Eriksen and Casemiro, they're 31 years of age, roughly each. We've seen the level that we need in that centre midfield area, and I just can't see Scott McTominay really ever being able to get to that level. Like you said, squad player, would he be happy with that? No, I wouldn't really, because he's had his chance, and Manchester United is all about bringing youth players through, giving other people a chance. Once you've had your chance at Manchester United, I think it's then time to look for other moves and go wherever your career goes with that.
I think with Scott and quite a lot of the squad, to be honest with you, I don't think decisions will be made until the pre-season. Obviously, we've got the sale, so that will impact on who we can buy, who we can sell, and everything else like that. So that's got to be sorted. But I think it's the pre-season. I think if you look at Ten Hag, he came in, he wanted to look at everybody in the summer. You've got your Twanzebe there. There's plenty of players, what he played and looked at. Scott McTominay, everybody out there, he will look at and then he will decide. But this international break, what's here now, I think Ten Hag, Murto, and the rest of the group will be looking at who to buy and who to sell. But that will all depend on the Glazer family selling up.
Would you rather keep Fred or Scott McTominay?
I'd rather keep Scott McTominay, me personally. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I think his fighting qualities, his aerial and his duels with his tackles and that is a better fit than Fred.
Yeah, good shout on that. Let us know what you think about that. Not that we need to sit here and say we want him more than him, but to me, they're two players who I think over the next year, 2 years,
squad players
they'll be replaced at Manchester United because, like I say, they've had their chance in midfield over the years at Manchester United, and we've never been able to compete with the big boys with them two in midfield. We've seen with Christian Eriksen and Casemiro when they've come in. They do dominate games. I think we've missed that one from Christian Eriksen, where he's been able to dictate the tempo. Actually be able to create attacks further forward. And you looked at that Fulham game in the midfield. There was no one there with that link up between the midfield, the defence, and midfield to attack. I think it was Fred Baird over the weekend, to be honest with you, and it shows you a lack of quality in there for me in the midfield area. You could possibly say, Scott McTominay could go out in the summer and Ten Hag might look at signing Sabitzer on a permanent deal to cover Scott McTominay if the price is right from Newcastle.
Well, I wouldn't look at that option personally. I think Sabitzer will leave and Scott McTominay will stay. But I think what it's all down to is who is Ten Hag allowed to go out there and buy. I think you'll see the shape based on who he's going to buy and who he's going to move out. But I don't think we'll see the shape of the squad going forward until the summer. But for me, if it's a choice, you give me a choice on Scott McTominay and Fred, well, I'll tell you something now. I'd rather have Scott McTominay than Sabitzer. But hey, you get your comments in on that one and let's see what happens on that.
Yeah, you could be right, really, when you come to the summer, what transfer funds are available. Because we still don't know yet how long it's going to take for all this bidding process, the sale to go through.
Yep.
So you could find ourselves in the summer transfer market with maybe not a lot to spend. You just don't
Could
know
be
at
in
the minute.
limbo.
And we've got other priorities, as I see it,
Yeah.
where we need to go out and buy. I think we need 2 strikers, in the summer.
I think, to be honest with you, I think what we have to do as fans is just take one game at a time here.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the sale of the club and everything else and all the news around it. I think it's week by week. Let's see where we are, regroup at the end of the season. The club, Ten Hag, Murto, us as fans, and then we have to look at it then and give it up, our opinion on how we see things in a clear light, because I don't think there's actually a clear light and a plan because of the sale.
I'm sure they've got I'm sure a club this size, though, they'd have a plan 6 months ahead, though. Surely. Even with players, they'll have the scouts all going around the world, around Europe. They'll all be getting files from facts on certain individuals in positions and key players we need to strengthen in the summer. But like I agree with you, it's just about what funds are going to be there. And I'm sure there's going to be some sort of funds. Let's have it right. Where did they go and get that 220 million from last summer?
Yeah,
did they just max out the credit card or what?
Yeah, well, the thing is, you have to look at a new owner coming in, and generally what happens, there is a big upheaval in the back room. So anyone who's got any plans for the end of the season cannot be long-term, as I see it, because everyone's job is in jeopardy. The only person I see who's not in jeopardy is Ten Hag and the coaching staff. Everyone else inside that club, to me, is not working on a long-term basis because new owners are coming.
There you go. Wrapping it up there?
Yep, wrapping it up there.
Yeah. Okay, smash a like on today's video. If you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you've not already done so. And I think we will be back tomorrow with another video with the latest updates surrounding Manchester United and its sale. Obviously, like we said at the start of the show, we're expecting more bids before that 9 p.m. mark. So if we can do, we'll do another video with the latest news on that. So hopefully see you there. Thank you.
Thank you.